It is 7:30 a.m. and I'm already starting to sweat. And down in Seiad Valley today, it's supposed to be a high of 109. So I'm gonna be down at like 1,400 feet in this river canyon. It's gonna be hot as hell. I don't know. Just gotta do it. It's gonna be a really bad fire season for California this year, unfortunately. Most of it is in a pretty severe multi-year drought. And now with how I'm trying to get over this blowdown. Okay. Multi-year drought and this heat wave, it will essentially pre-treat everything, make everything, everything is already dry, but this will dry out the last of the moisture. And just with it being so hot, fuels become extremely receptive to fire. A lot of times in like July and August, off-road vehicles will start a lot of fires just in the grass. Their engines just catch the dry grass on fire. Yeah, and then just any little spark from campfire, from vehicle fire, from whatever, will just take off like a wildfire. Fighting fire when it's hot like this, a lot of times there's nothing you can do. Once a spot lands somewhere, it just rips. It's in the heat of the day. Yeah, that extra, the difference between an 80-degree day and a 100-degree day is the difference between a fire that burns kind of manageable, not with extreme intensity, and a fire that will torch out everything and burn with extreme intensity. Imagine the fires that are going right now. There's a big one in Yosemite still. I think it's at 12,000 acres now. And just any other fires, they'll be calling for extreme fire behavior around now. Smoky up here. I guess it's much worse further south on the PCT. It's 9 a.m. and my shirt is soaked with sweat. It is blistering hot today. I'm just gonna soak my feet in this cold spring. It's such a crazy level of sweat. That's all sweat. That's not from the spring or anything. The whole stretch, it is all completely exposed. No tree cover. So, I guess I'll just keep walking. Another burn scar. Looks like the fire burned a lot of stuff way down there. All over here as well. Overgrown through here. This would be a terrible place to be in a fire. These bushes, it's like they're filled with gasoline. They just go up so hot. So yeah, hope there's no fire today. It's a good number of blowdowns over here. Makes for slower going. deer out here are fearless. This is fun. It's actually not that bad. People call it bushwhacking, but this is not true bushwhacking because there's still a trail that you can follow. You just have plants brush up against you. You're not like having to break through plants. It's not a bunch of thorns and other shit grabbing onto you. True bushwhacking is much worse than this. It's little woodpeckers. I'm at 2,500 feet now. It's super humid. The air is just thick. And it's probably upper 90s. Thankfully there's a little bit of cloud cover, so there's that. But otherwise this is pretty miserable. This might be worse than the desert because it's just so humid. My whole body is just sweaty and it's so muggy and it feels like every breath you're just drawing in like hot, humid air coming out of an oven, except the oven would be dry and this is not. Yeah. I'm gonna go for a swim. Just really need to cool off. Even though it's 7 o'clock, I'm overheating. Clean this off my legs too. How dirty that is. Some berries are starting to become ripe. Some good blackberries. This is the state of Jefferson. This is the Klamath River behind me, actually Seiad Valley. Where I need to go, it's like half a mile right there. But it's private property through there, so I guess they don't like people fording the river and then climbing through their property. Otherwise, it'd be so much easier to just go cross the river. But by road, it's another 3.5-ish miles. There's a bridge up here. And then I'll be in town. Everything, well, it's just one building and all of it will be closed. So I'll have to wait until the morning, but I'll just get set up, sleep in town, and do my resupply in the morning and head on out. Another long, hot climb and even hotter day tomorrow. There's a bald eagle right in the center of the screen. That's cool. 1,000 miles left on the PCT. Population 50. In Bigfoot country now. That's a really creepy looking Bigfoot. This climb out of Seiad Valley, one of the longest and steepest on the whole PCT. It's about 4,500 miles over, or 4,500 feet over 6 or 7 miles. Man, it's damn hot. It's gonna eclipse 110 next few days. Various reports say 111, 114. Yeah, and it's humid too. That makes it so much worse. Just covered in sweat again. It's Is Lookout Spring. It's very smoky, well, relative to what it's been. It can definitely get much smokier, but wild that just a few hours ago I was all the way down by the river. Climbed up, and this goes up some more. These purple flowers always pop up in burn zones. It's quite beautiful. A really hard day. Climbed over 7,000 feet now. And it's pretty much all exposed to the sun, very little shade, and it's so hot. One of the hottest days of the summer so far. Yeah, and just all climbing and pretty steep. This is one of the, if not the steepest, like longest climb on the PCT. So just a perfect storm of shitty conditions. But like everything, it doesn't last forever. Now it's starting to cool down. I'm just gonna try and hike through the night and take advantage of the cooler temperatures. Wow. It's 5:45 and it already feels like it's 75, 80 degrees. Like the air doesn't feel like that morning crisp, cool air at all. It's just kind of muggy and hot. Yeah, these ants are killing this. Was that a caterpillar or a grub? This is the Donamore cabin. This is an outhouse. There's cots and all sorts of random stuff inside here. Crossing into Oregon right now. Less than 1,000 miles to go. Don't really have much of any excitement or anything for crossing the border. Probably because it's so damn hot. All there is room for is being hot. Today's even hotter than yesterday. At least the trail is better. There's a lot more trees, a lot more shade, and actually live trees, and it's not overgrown. It's less climbing, so easier in that respect, but the actual temperature itself is 5-6 degrees hotter than yesterday. 1,700 miles. You got type 5 or 6 engine probably out here on patrol. On wildfires, engine crews generally, they'll fight the fire closer to where roads are. They can bring in some water on those, and a lot of times if they're not actively on a fire, they'll be driving around out on these back roads just looking for like campfires that people haven't put out, and other things, just being out here in case something pops off. And usually they're one of the first ones to go to reports of fires, because you know they're in a vehicle, and they'll be the initial attack. And then if the fire gets bigger, out of control, crews, hot shots, and other hand crews come in, and you know, just more manpower putting in line and whatnot around it. Trail magic. So nice on a hot day. Lots of soda. Oh, I had to take a video. Oh, that soda exploded. Finally got out of Ashland. Today might be the hottest day of the entire summer. It was 111 in Ashland, and it's night now. I just checked the weather, and it's still like almost 100 degrees in town, and it's night. So it's a little bit cooler out here, but not that much. I don't know how far I'll go tonight, probably not that far. And tomorrow's a little bit cooler, but still not that much cooler. Yep, I'll be ready for some cooler weather. Another hot day today. Not quite as hot as yesterday, but still 105 down in town. So 90 something up here. And it's just still, there's no air movement. But there's some lakes that I get to middle of the day. So go swim there. Use a nap. Maybe I'll do that. Take a nap at a lake and hike more into the night. This is the Clum Landing Camp, just a little bit off trail. Showers here. Just took a shower. And at the bathrooms, I'm gonna hang out because there's a thunderstorm passing overhead. So that'll cool things down a little bit. Probably won't last too long. Yeah. A lot of lightning. That means there's going to be a lot of new starts tomorrow probably, and then those will grow, and hopefully not a bunch of bad wildfires. That was a surprising amount of rain. Really cool things down. Now it's down like in the 80s instead of being near 100. And it's pretty dark. It's only 6 o'clock. So still like 3 hours till sunset, but dark with the clouds. I'll take it. Much better than being cooked. Took a nap at the bathroom and hopefully go till 10 or 11, get up early tomorrow and knock out a 40. It's very hazy, lots of smoke. Today's gonna be a much cooler day, because yesterday by 8 a.m. it was 90 degrees. Today it feels like maybe around 70, mid 70s. So huge difference, and feels way better. This forest is beautiful. Part of it might just be there's a lot of smoke right now, so the sun is being partially obscured. I can tell because I don't need to crank up my f-stop on my camera nearly as much. So it's just a lot less light getting through. It's actually really pretty in the forest, really good lighting. All of this in the Pacific Northwest is volcanic activity.
I'm Captain Planet.
Captain Planet.
Beneath all the ice, there's some juices, cold beer, sodas, pretty much right over here.
You ladies have a donation box.
We just accept whatever.
Okay.
These are juices we can. The pineapple was made at home. You have Caesar salad. You're going to have fruit salad, fruit chili, fruit salad, or chicken salad.
Chicken salad sandwiches or ham sandwiches, whichever one you prefer.
These are our family. We're trying these out. These are dehydrated microwaves.
Nothing's on for the afternoon.
So I'll give you a ride to Lake of the Woods when you're ready. Are they expecting you guys back in there?
This is
Cantaloupe. Yeah.
I mean, the Willamette's all the way up.
Some really good trail magic. Lots of fresh vegetables and fresh fruit. Exactly what you crave out here. There's some other hikers there saying that there's another fire that just started that's about 17 miles north and only a few miles off trail. I haven't heard anything more on it, but trail's not closed, so just keep going, keep an eye on it. Another hot day, not as bad as yesterday, and all the smoke in the air is actually keeping the sun a little less intense. I'll just keep an eye out. There's not much wind right now, so that's good news for fires not growing. They said it might storm again this afternoon. I think the fire down south is kind of creating its own weather system. And then, yeah, just have to be more attentive today. Pay attention to places that if I do need to escape a fire, that I can wait one out. It's a pretty big smoke column up there. That's not that far.